With over 400 celebrity interviews and tons of pop culture nerdiness, Too Opinionated is a safe haven for your inner geek. Find us at meistercon.com or on YouTube under MeisterCon Pod. And please subscribe. It would really help us out. Thanks, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated. I am super excited. Today, I've got Entrepreneur Blakk Tatted with me. So welcome, Blakk.
Hey, thanks for having me, brother.
Man, I'm excited to talk to you because I think you've got one of the more unique ideas that turned into a product that I've heard. But before we talk about Blakk Smoke, because we definitely have to talk about that. I know you have done some music in the past. Talk a little bit about what got you into music, and then how did you transition that to now where you're more of a businessman?
Yes. In New Orleans, they got this certain dance that's called a dip, and it's where we just move our body to the beat and stuff like that. So it's called doing the dip dance in New Orleans. Well, I mastered the dance so much. Well, my city of New Orleans, they literally crowned me the New Orleans Dip King. So I'd be on social media, posting the videos, doing the dance, and everybody around the world started booking me to come from New Orleans and teach them how to do the dip dance.
That's awesome.
Yes, booked at parties and things like that. So when I'm booked at parties and stuff, doing the dip dance all over the world, we run into a problem where we have to find the perfect song, find a song to put on for me to do the dip dance. So I always I'm trying not to do the same song and the same dance every single time. So I'm trying to be creative and think, I'm gonna do it to this song next, do it this song next. I say, you know what? What the heck? Why not create my own song to do the dip dance to? So now I will be up there dipping to my own music. So it's just something like that. And something I didn't even think too much of and put a lot of thought into it. Just did it. It was a spur of the moment, created the song, and the song just went like sick. It went like #1 in so many places. Like I'm like, does this make me an artist now?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so it was unintentional, but it was so successful, you know?
What so normally if you've got a dance, it's attached to one song.
Mm-hmm.
But the dip, you can dance that to any song.
You can dance that to any song, yes. And on the song that I created, it's not just one song. Like I switch it, like it got so many different moves. This song, then it goes to that song, and then it goes to that song. Like, so one song is almost like 7 different songs.
Yeah. Well, so are you doing some DJing with that, or are you singing with that?
Well, what's crazy is only the people that knows me knows, but I'm actually a singer. Like I actually have a voice. So before I started doing this Blakk Smoke and stuff, people thought I was gonna be a singer, but that was just no longer became a passion of mine. I still have it though. I still, sing around the house and stuff, but the Blakk Smoke has took over my world, man. That's the only thing.
Yeah, and I can see why. So how did you transition from the dip master to
it wasn't
this incredible product that you're putting out there?
Yeah, it wasn't really a transition because even while I was dipping at all the clubs that had me booked, they had to, part of my request when I'm getting booked, they had to have me a hookah in my section. So I always been hookahing, so it was just a process of not wanting a hookah or something that I was only offered to hookah because it was getting me sick. I never smoked marijuana before. I never smoked cigarettes before. So all that nicotine, that tobacco, as soon as out the gate, as soon as I just started enjoying hookah as a hobby, it was really killing me, man. Literally, like I'm talking about headaches.
What were the symptoms you were having? Was it like headache or lightheadedness?
Yes, headaches, lightheaded, stomach ache, just feeling sick, feeling nauseous. I mean, it's almost like, because smoking the regular hookah with that nicotine tobacco is almost like equivalent to smoking a pack of cigarettes, man.
Yeah. It makes you wonder, why do that if it's going to make you feel that?
Exactly. And that's why I was like, how do I find a fine line so I can still do what I love? I love the hobby of smoking hookah. Yeah. I still can do what I love, but I can do what I love without being exposed to so many different things that I don't want to be exposed to.
That's right.
And I was looking for something on the market like that, and it didn't exist. I'm like, okay, I will make it.
I know. You think, like, when I read it, I was like, well, I can't believe nobody came up with that already.
Right? Yes. I got
So
it
once
patented
you
now.
decided, because it's just fruit, right?
Yes, correct.
Once you decided this is what you wanted to do, how did you find somebody to make that?
That was the struggle because
Yeah,
you got to find other people to believe in you, people to even
that's right.
you can have an idea, you can have it written down on paper, and other people will look at it and still it will be foreign to them. So many people shut me down. They was like, "Yeah, sounds good, can't be done."
Right.
Yeah, sounds good, but yeah, here's what you should do because you won't be able to do that. So many people's like fruit. Yeah, okay, good luck. So it was so many years of no's, man, and that's why it's bigger than just talking about the hookah, man. To me, it's like I
Yeah.
feel like I need to preach to the choir and just tell people that when you have a dream, man, if you can
Yeah.
see it and you can believe it, then you can achieve it. And don't stop looking for from a yes from everybody else to confirm or solidify your own thoughts. It's called your vision for a reason. It's your vision. Not everybody going to see it. And stop spending all this time trying to convince everybody to see things your way and create the pattern. Let them have no choice but to see it.
Yeah. See, I love that because that's whatever your idea is, that's what you absolutely are going to run into 90% of the people saying no, or you're not good enough, or whatever it is. And most people let that kind of stop them.
Yep.
So I love the fact that you didn't listen to that. You just
Yes.
kept pushing until you found people to say yes.
Yes. I even had like family members and stuff, and not to badmouth them or anything, and I'm sure they didn't mean no malicious
Yeah.
intent, but they was like, "You sure you want to keep doing this? Maybe this is God's way of showing you that this is not for you." Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you sit here saying you broke and stuff, but you still got this little fucking weird ass dream that clearly isn't coming to truth. Like, it's time for you, like, maybe to move around and shift some things. And I was like, there is no plan B. Like, this
Yeah.
is going to work. And I think they started thinking I was crazy. It was like, yeah,
Well,
but not
family, they would like it to, but they're
exactly.
worried that it won't. So
It
they're
won't.
trying to
So
look out
that's what
for
I'm
you.
saying. It don't come from a bad place. And
Yeah.
also, we gotta stop faulting people for things that they truly don't know. Like when
Yeah.
you look around, these same people haven't chased their dreams. So how do you assume that they're gonna
Yeah.
support you chasing yours? These same people are fearful of investing in themselves. So how you gonna think they gonna think you crazy if you invest in yourself?
That's
These
right.
things, I believe like when you know better, you do better. And a lot of times we all just wasn't taught. We all just didn't have nobody to show us. We didn't have no blueprint. We didn't have nobody to speak life into us, support us, tell us we could believe in ourselves, tell us we could dream
Yeah.
far beyond bigger than what we see in front of us. So it's just like, damn you do, damn you don't. So you really can't fault people for what they don't know. So that's why I don't take it personal. But instead, I feel like I'm part of the reason and part of that movement and that change and them generational curses that need to be broken that say that what you see is what you see around you, but there's more. There's more to life. There's more to your
Yeah.
environment. And you don't have to be a product of your environment. You get to create your space. You get to create your world.
Yeah, I do. I love that. And we ran into that some with the podcast when my son and I decided we were going to start doing this. And we really didn't have like a direction we were trying to get to at the beginning. We knew we wanted to do it.
To
But we
start.
still ran into just a ton of negativity and people trying to be helpful, critiquing, what we were doing stuff, but not really understanding the niche we were trying to fit into. So it took a while, and now I think we're getting to the point where people are like, okay, I can see what you're doing. That's pretty good. But at the beginning, all you got was the negativity. And if you'd listened to that, we wouldn't be here today.
Yep. And you know what? That's the harsh reality, man. At the beginning, that's why that's the most critical time for anything, because that shows you if you're cut out for
That's right.
that task and that job and that mission, that journey that you claiming that you want to be on. If everything is all peaches and cream, it's easy for you to be like, yes, I love this ride. But if you're gonna stick to it, despite the negativity, despite the hate, despite the discouragement, that's when you get there and you actually fight much harder, and that teaches you so much, and you cherish and value your position so much more when you do get there.
Yeah, absolutely. So while you were looking for somebody to make this, were you at home just like trying to liquefy fruit so you could try
Yes, I was doing all kinds of shit, making a big ass mess. Oh well,
it?
for a while I was seeing people saying, "Well, I'm going to the store and I don't see no bananas." I'm saying to myself, "I bet you I bought them." You know, but I had to try to figure it out, man. I was
Yeah.
cutting up fruit, mashing it up, putting syrup, putting it on inside of a foil paper, trying to put a hookah coal in it, puffing it. I was like, oh Lord, if you give me bring back to life, I swear I'd never do this again. Like I was just doing all kinds of shit that just didn't make sense at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
But I knew it had to be a way to formulate it and to correct it and make it possible, because when you think about being healthy, like I said, you think about fruit and vegetables. If we're going to
Yep.
diet, that's the main thing we're going to incorporate: fruit and vegetables. That's just our way of thinking. That's our way
That's
of life.
right.
But when it comes to vegetables, I know nobody want to smoke a vegetable. You get something that tastes like a tomato or lettuce, I'm pretty sure you don't want to smoke it. Okay,
Yeah.
so that
Agreed.
weed that out. That weed that out. The only thing I was left with was fruit, and fruit is automatically already incorporated in hookah because you put your shisha inside of a fruit head. I see they
Right.
like shisha inside of a grapefruit. They like shisha inside of a pineapple, inside of an orange. So I'm like, some kind of way you put the shisha in and it still light the fruit up and the fruit doesn't burn, and it still must be okay for you to smoke it because it's legal and people smoke it everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. And you're
How can
smoking.
I
Yeah.
incorporate that? How can I incorporate that to let it just strictly be the fruit without it being the shisha going inside the fruit? I just want to like the fruit and not the shisha, and without the chemical, without the tobacco, without the nicotine. So that's where it started. And that's how I am, man. When I have my mind on something and I want to do something, I don't take no for answer. It's like a gift and a curse. I guess it's like that's how my relationships be. When I don't care how beautiful you is, girl. I say I want you. We go figure this out. You know.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
So what's it like when you smoke it? Is it like, do you get the same feelings as you would with nicotine and tobacco? You know, what's the
You don't
difference?
get the same feeling, and that's the whole point. I don't want you to get the same feeling
Yeah, yeah.
because I don't want the head rush. I don't want the stomach ache. So you pretty much just experiencing the flavor, the great flavor, but without everything else with it. So it does nothing for you. It doesn't get you high. It doesn't get you a head rush. It doesn't make you sleep energetic. It's just like a fixation. People automatically just want to hold something to their mouth and smoke
Yeah,
it. And
that's what I was going to say, because people do, especially younger people, because they're
correct.
out, they're mingling, they're doing stuff, and they like to have something to do with their hands.
And that's all it's for. It's not going to do anything for you. But it's just like, if we're going to do this regardless, we might as well do it and be as healthy as possible. Do it the right way, you know?
Well, most people will tell you they're not doing it for the nicotine. They're addicted to the nicotine, but that's not the reason they're smoking or vaping. You know, that doesn't have anything to do with it. It's just they like the way it feels, the way it looks, all of that stuff. But if you gave them the choice, you can do it and not be addicted, or you can, do it and be addicted. They're going to choose not to be addicted.
Exactly. It has been times, let me tell you how the brain works. It has been times where I'm out and somebody that know about the brain, and I give them one. And they were like, yeah, I vape all the time. And I give them one and they start, oh, this is pretty good. Oh man, I love this thing, whatever. I'm like, do you know it's no nicotine, no tobacco? What? If I didn't tell you, you didn't know. But now I've had somebody tell me, oh man, no, I can't do this. I need my nicotine, my tobacco. I said, I don't just sit there and watch you smoke down 1,000 puffs. Like, you was just enjoying the shit out of it, and you think you need the nicotine and tobacco. It's all about the mind thing. You know what I'm saying?
It is. Yeah.
It's all about the mind.
Well, I know my stepdaughter vapes, but has been trying to quit, and she's super excited. When I told her about this, she was very excited for that, because with her, that's all it is. It's almost like a comfort device. It's something to make you feel a little more secure when you're in public or interacting with people. A lot of people, I think, that have the anxiety use that, I think, because they like to have something. And
so many
she
people
was very excited.
so many people have been coming with like life-changing reviews and testimonials, how they've been smoking cigarettes for 20, 25 years, could never stop. And now they use Blakk Smoke as an alternative, and they haven't picked up a cigarette in months and stuff like that. Those are the moments for me. That's the thing that literally moves me. That's what it's all about for me. It's like life-changing. If you can help somebody, I've had people that say they were so sick and they have medicine that they're supposed to take, but they can't take their medicine because in order to take the medicine, they can't smoke, but they can't give up smoking. But now they're able to take their medicine because they still smoke, but they're smoking Blakk Smoke instead of the cigarettes. Do you know how? Could you imagine how it feels to hear things like
you're out there saving lives?
Really out here, really saving lives. I'm like, little me, I was so lost one day, needed saving, and now I'm saving lives. How ironic is the life? It's like when you think about it, like it's so precious, man. It's so beautiful, and those are the things that that's why I say, like, no matter what, nobody can never take this from me, because it's all about the people. And if I've been impacted in a way, I have been impactful in a way, to the way that this is just a blessing to me. It's not about the sales. It's not about the money, about the success. Yes, those things are a bonus. Those things are great. That's what we all do it for. We all got to live. We all have a life.
That's
We
right.
all got to do things. But just hearing people and touching people all over the world and being able to connect with people that truly don't know you from a can of paint, and they literally come and say, "You changed my life." Like, that is powerful.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. Have you got any like negative pushback from tobacco companies?
Oh no, I mean, I've been hearing whispers, but I literally don't really focus on it and don't even try to get into it, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like there's already a lot of noise in the world. So you can really be really distracted by it if you're trying to listen and put your ear there. It's like, what are you saying? I'm not even going to make you think that I care, and I'm not even going to, make you feel like you could affect or change or alter anything that I'm doing, because I have a goal and a mission regardless, and that's not depending on what's around me or what's affected by it. It's by my mission and my goal, and I'm walking a straight error line, and I got tunnel vision, and it's like either get out the way or get ran over,
That's
and
right.
that's just how.
That's right. Yeah, and it's at this time, vaping is getting a lot of negative attention. So it's kind of nice to see an alternative to where it may allow people to continue to do that, but in a much healthier way.
Correct. I absolutely agree.
Yeah, I think that's pretty amazing. So how many flavors do you have?
I have 10 flavors altogether.
Wow.
But I'm actually expanding. So I'm very excited about that. But it's 10 flavors right now. A lot of people get the bundles where you get all 10 flavors in one. It's oh man, it's amazing. I can't even begin to express what I feel like. Like, not to get so preachy, but I really just feel like finally I feel fulfilled, because I wake up every day knowing for sure I have a purpose, versus waking up every day questioning it and trying to figure it out. Figure out what am I supposed to be doing, God? Like, what am I here for? And like to wake up every day and knowing the mission that you're on, and having an agenda and having something set out that you have to do, and you got to keep working, that keeps life so fun and interesting to me, because I was on a verge of depression and everything, watching so much greatness around me and not knowing what there was for me, and to finally like believe in myself and literally to go against all the odds and go against the naysayers and the no's and the negativity, and literally fight through that and get to this point and sitting here with people like you, man. It's still like a feeling that I would never get used to. It's still very overwhelming to me, and I'm so grateful for this, man.
Yeah, I think that's so great, and you've got the right attitude.
Thank you.
You're staying very humble with it, and I think that's terrific, because it's a great idea. I really am surprised nobody had done that already.
Appreciate it so much.
That's amazing. But that's all good ideas. That's always what you think. Somebody comes up with something, you're like, oh, yeah, I wonder why nobody did
Why did I think that? Absolutely correct. Correct.
Did I see that you had sponsored like a boxer?
Yes, actually, Devin Haney. He undefeated
He's
world
like a champion, right? Yeah, that's what I thought.
undefeated, absolutely. So that was such a big deal for me, and to have his support and have him stand behind the brand. And as a boxer, they all about healthier alternatives, but also athletes are just like us. They're normal people on their time off. They like to sit down and have those fixations, maybe have a drink, have a smoke. And so he was like, hey, more my career or something on the line by me smoking nicotine and tobacco, that's the worst. So if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it the best way, the healthier route. So he was in love with Blakk Smoke, and he loved the health benefits from it, as far as like not, dealing with the nicotine and tobacco, the stomach ache, the nausea, the headaches and stuff like that. So he's able to sit down and have his little pen and smoke his pen, and he was proud of that, and he wanted the world to know that, and he wanted other athletes to know that, because he know a lot of athletes that actually smoke hookah and love hookah, but they were doing the nicotine and tobacco. So he felt like it was important to be the voice for the people,
Yeah, I love that, and as a that's a part about, I think, cigarettes or vaping that we don't talk enough about. It doesn't just make you feel bad, but when you feel bad, you tend not to do other things that'll make you feel good.
Right.
It holds you back, where you could do Blakk Smoke and still go work out at the gym or whatever. It's not going to have that negative effect on you.
Absolutely, my point exactly, brother. So yeah, that's why I'm so proud of the product. I stand behind the product 1,000,000%. It's great. I love it. I mean, I can't wait for you to try it.
Were you it's a good enough idea that, because I've never smoked, I've never done any of that, but this is something I'm like, maybe I might try that.
I promise you won't regret it, brother. I promise you.
Yeah. What have you always been a boxing fan, or was this something fairly new?
No, I haven't always been a boxing fan. Like I had watched boxing, but wasn't too much of a fan. Like I had only fights I used to ever watch was, growing up, I used to watch Tyson.
Right. The big ones.
Of course, yes. And in my adult life, I will only every now and then watch a Mayweather fight, because I'm like, is this guy gonna lose ever? Is somebody gonna touch this guy?
Right.
So other than that, no. And being able to follow somebody like Devin Haney on social media before this, and just watching his journey, hearing a lot of buzz about him. I actually heard about Devin Haney when Floyd Mayweather pretty much stamped him as a champion, saying, watch out for this guy, he's going to be a big deal. I'm like, who is this guy? I started following him on social media. He wound up having my product. We had mutual friends and family members. It was just crazy. So it was just so organic and authentic.
Yeah, it was just meant to be.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. And I also saw you got an award from the mayor.
Yes.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's been a lot for me. Like, the biggest thing, like, I have always been a people's person. One of the bad things about me is I've been a people's pleaser, but I'm getting better at that, right?
Yeah.
And it's just not coming from like a place of needing validation or being soft or something. I just love to make people happy. I love to make people smile. I feel like the world is so corrupt that I be feeling like little me could be that one change that can change everybody. I know, probably not realistic, but it starts somewhere, So I'm always big on not what I can do for me. Like, no matter how much success I had, I'm the last person that I ever do anything for. I just get my happiness from making other people happy. And that's just what it is. And I don't think that's something bad. That's just something I'm not even willing or trying to change about myself. That really genuinely.
No, that's a good thing.
It feeds my soul. So, I give back a lot, and I always try to make sure that I can touch as many people as I can in the most positive way. So I was just looking online, and when it comes to the holiday time, is when everybody be the depressed, everybody be the most stressed out, because it's this facade, and the internet got everybody feeling like if they don't live a certain way of buying things of a certain caliber, then they're not good enough. Or if I can't buy this kind of bag or this kind of car, then I'm not doing enough. And I just wanted to change that narrative and just have people to take the edge off as much as I can, and tell them like, hey, like, you too are good enough, and you can have a great Merry Christmas. You don't have to have a Rolls Royce or a Birkin bag or nothing. Just enjoy your family and enjoy yourself. And if it's in a way that I can do or give back or help with anything, I took $100,000 of my own money and impact the thousands of families. Just take the edge off. All I want you to worry about is being around your family, waking up with your family for Christmas. But the part that you're stressing about, let me take that load off. If you want an air fryer, you want a motorcycle, you want a grass cutter, lawnmower, whatever you want. Like, I purchased everything you think of, laptops and everything, and I just gave it to the families, and it just made me so happy, man.
I love that, because you're not, this was something you weren't expecting.
Yes,
but you
correct.
worked at it, you got there, it's doing really well, amazingly well, but you're giving back. You're not just like a lot of people, I think they'll do the work hard, they'll kind of work to get themselves to a certain point, which is admirable, but then they get to that point and they kind of forget that they weren't always at that point.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
you haven't done that. You're reaching, giving back. You're paying it forward. And I think that to me is the best part about this whole story.
Oh, thank you so much. I truly appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. So what's next? Because this is still pretty early in the process. What are your plans for the future? Where does the company, the product go next?
Yeah, so it's a lot going on, man. Like I didn't expect this, so I couldn't prepare myself for this. It just like I'm trying to keep up. It just literally I wake up every day and it's bigger, like literally bigger. It grows in my sleep. So like this thing has grown much bigger than me. So there's this thing where people now going to the hookah bars, they love hookah lounges and stuff, but they will pay for the hookah and pay for the people's shisha and stuff, but literally bring the Blakk Smoke and say, like, I'm paying for your stuff, but just could you put this in there for me? So a lot of lounges have been against it. It been having pictures on the internet, like a lounge in Virginia, a lounge in North Carolina. No, I'm sorry, not Virginia. A lounge in Minnesota, a lounge in North Carolina. They literally like, put a sign on the door say no Blakk Smoke products allowed because it's such a big thing on social media and everything that everybody bring their Blakk Smokes to the hookah lounges. So the fans and the customers are saying, Blakk, could you give us our own Blakk Smoke lounge? Because they're tripping. They don't want us to bring our products. They want us to bring our products.
I mean, you think those lounges would be reaching out to you to try to carry the product?
They have.
Yeah.
They have a lot of them, but I just can't keep up with the demand right now of even myself. So branching off.
You're not still making this stuff in your kitchen, are you? You've got some help now.
No. It's just that no matter how many hundreds of thousands of product that I order, by the time it come in, it takes amazing. Like over a month in production and then a month to ship. So by those 2 months, once the product sold out, the people that already bought it have to repurchase, and the people that heard about it ready to purchase now. So no matter what the demand is, just I like it's just crazy.
That's a good problem to have.
It's a good problem to have, but then after a while, it's like, okay, it's just you identify it as just a problem, not a good one.
So are you going to open some hookah stores?
That's what I'm working on. Like I never really give nothing up, right? I never really talk about nothing. They never know what's coming out. They kind of love that about me. I'm always a post of mine. I always say surprise because I work so hard behind the scene and they have no idea what I'll be working on. And I think they love it and appreciate it so much about me because even though I'm a public figure, I'm very, very private. And in a world where everything and every step and everything is so broadcasted and everybody like, this is my credit score. I'm at the car lot. I'm buying this car. I'm closing on my house. This is my register. This is my credit card. Like, I think I'm that 1% that they still get a little interest in because I don't give up so much all the time. Like, I tell you what I want you to know. I share what I want to share, and I don't feel the pressure of society to make me just be an open book and tell all my family's business. So I still just keep that little part to myself, and I appreciate that about me, and it's so sacred to me. So I do a lot of things behind the scene, and I only reveal it when it's time to reveal it, you know?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Do you have a favorite flavor?
Boy, you gonna think I'm just saying this, but with a Blakk Smoke, you cannot pick a favorite flavor. And I swear this is proven factual because you can watch people reviews and they'll say, oh my God, it's so good, this is my favorite flavor. But then they open the next one, they're like, oh no, I love this more. So my flavor goes by my mood. If I'm feeling very like, it's hot outside, I got on my shades, I might want a strawberry lemonade. But if I'm feeling like, I just want a sweet tooth, I probably will try the peach mango. But if I'm feeling very tropical, I'm probably gonna have tropical fruit. It's just so many. I think it goes by the mood, but the flavor just be flavoring no matter what.
Seems like you could repurpose this idea for other things. Maybe you could do like air fresheners, that type of thing.
Oh, that's a great idea, no?
Yeah. I mean, it seems like it would be fairly similar. You're just not smoking it, but it's still
Just
being
not smoking.
released.
People always talk about how they love the smell, how the fruit light up the room and everything. Because you know, normally when you smoke, it stinks.
Right. That's kind of the thing. But if you had like a fruity smell attached to you, that's not bad.
That's not bad at all, brother.
Yeah.
You want 5%?
Oh yeah, I'm in for that. Actually, just a special thanks. Just a little special thanks. That's all I need. I'll be following you on Instagram, and I'll see that and be like, coming soon, air freshener.
Coming soon. And look, this must be a sign because.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Thank
but
you.
that's kind of it seems like you could do, different things with that type of technology because everybody loves fruit.
Correct. You can't go wrong with fruit. And again, I started out with Blakk Smoke, but that's not the only thing I see for myself. I don't want anybody to put me in a box. So it starts with me. I don't want to put my own stuff in them. So there's so many different things that I want to do and I'm going to do,
I can see, like, I haven't seen any commercials for Blakk Smoke, but with your musical ability and your dancing ability, seems like you could do your own commercials and do pretty good. Make your own jingles and stuff.
Absolutely. You're good, man. You're really good. And you're almost getting me to it. You're almost making me feel a little. But absolutely, there's a lot of things you're about to see.
Well, you've got a very like positive energy, personality stuff. And normally, commercials, you skip through them and stuff. But every once in a while you run into something, you're like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Or that's amusing. I'll watch that. I could totally see you making those types.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that a whole lot. You have great energy as well. I match energy well, so you definitely have great energy, man.
Well, I appreciate that because one thing you learn podcasting or interviewing people is nobody wants to watch two people that have negative or kind of boring energy. Nobody wants that.
Correct.
That's you got to be like just a hardcore fan if that's what you want.
And you're gonna just watch regardless. Yep. And those first couple minutes are the most critical because instantly you see if it's a connection of interest that you're willing to keep following through with.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. So let's talk a little bit. I know you don't want to give away too much for the future, but do you is somewhere in the back of your head, are you still thinking maybe I'll get back into music one day, or maybe I got a different idea for a dance?
No, let me tell you what's crazy. I just talked to my team last week, and I'm actually going to share this with you. I said, I think music is something that I want to tap back into, also because maybe I wasn't as inspired with music because I wasn't as heard,
Yeah.
So now that I have a platform, now that people are watching and tuned in and tapped into, maybe music will be something that will I probably would love and be more passionate about again, because at one point in time I was. So now I told my team my goal is I want a Grammy one day. Some kind of way we got to figure this out, but I want a Grammy.
I can see that you're performing live at the Grammys. You got background people smoking hookahs.
Yes. That's the whole setting I had in mind, man. You good. Absolutely.
Well, Blakk, thank you so much. This has been terrific. I'm a big fan of yours. I think it's really admirable that you figured out a way to help people. Good for anybody that can come up with an idea to make some money, because it's hard to do. Yes. But to come up with an idea that's actually, beneficial or helps people to break a nicotine habit, something like that. That's pretty incredible. Plus, you give back.
Yes.
That's awesome, man. I'm big fan of yours. I was a big fan before we talked, even bigger now because I love your personality.
Thank you.
So you have to come back. Like when you do, if you do, I don't want to give it away, but if you're opening a store or a hookah lounge, something like that, you got to come back and talk about it.
I will definitely come back and talk to you, man. It's an honor to talk to you. I'm so glad we got to talk. I actually want to go follow you on Instagram because I want to connect with you beyond this.
Please do.
So what is your Instagram, if you don't mind sharing?
Thundermeistercon.
MEISTER
T-E-R, Con, just one A. It's supposed to be, you know, the William Shatner yelling Con, you know, but just the one A.
So you said Thunder Master?
It's under Meister Con. See it here behind me? Meister Con, but just one A.
Okay.
Yeah. It's underscore on Instagram, has an underscore.
I don't know why I don't see it. Like Myster?
Meister.
Okay.
We're gonna get you connected. We're doing it live.
Okay. And you said it's an underscore between Con and Monster?
No, just an underscore after Con. So it's Meister Con underscore.
Got it. I see it.
Yeah.
Got you. There you are. Just follow back, man.
Yeah. Look at you with your 500,000 followers. That's pretty easy. So before we wrap up, let's go through that. Talk a little bit about where we can find you on social media, where we can find Blakk Smoke. You know, go through all that.
Yes. So a lot of people like, I heard your interview on the radio, but I couldn't find you, whatever. Because when the people hear Blakk Tatted or Blakk Smoke, they spell it Black. So that's the thing, it's Blakk. So it's no C in my name, just two K's.
Yeah.
So you can find me at Blakk Smoke on Instagram, Blakk Smoke on Twitter, Blakk Smoke on Facebook, Blakk Smoke on TikTok, and the website blacksmoke.com, BLAKK smoke.com. That's where you're gonna find your goodies if they're in stock. Blakk Smoke stays sold out. Blakk Smoke stays sold out. I'm so sorry. I'm trying my best to do better, but yes, I'm everywhere, y'all. Type in on Google Blakk Smoke Hookah Pens. If you just can't find Instagram, type it in on Google, and then I'm pretty sure it'll come up. So yeah,
it does. I tried that before we got on here. It comes right up.
Perfect. Thank you. I always wanted to be Googleable, man.
Yeah. Well, you're there.
Appreciate it.
Let's plan to do this again. But this has been terrific, and best of luck to you, and congratulations on the product.
Likewise, brother. Such an honor. Thank you for having me, man. We'll connect again soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, hold on. All right, so that was a little different than what we normally do. We've done a few product type of interviews, done some beef jerky and different things. And normally a smoking product, I probably would have hesitated doing an episode on that. However, I think Blakk Smoke, you know, it has, I know it's early, you never know what's coming down the road, but it has some positive benefits in the fact that it's eliminating tobacco and nicotine, that it has to be healthier for you to smoke. And if it tastes good as well, that's a pretty good combination. And I'd love anytime we can help people get off of nicotine and tobacco, because it's so detrimental to your health. So if you've got a healthier alternative, this seems like that might fit the bill. Blakk Tatted, such a positive, terrific guy, and a very inspirational story. I got sidetracked and forgot to ask him, but I meant to bring up the fact that he ought to be doing some motivational talks about overcoming adversity, finding something that you want to do and pursuing it, not taking no for an answer, and then getting the product out there and being successful at it. It's an amazing story. I'm big fan of his. Terrific dancer too. If you haven't seen him dance, look him up. He's really talented. I would like him to teach me to do the dip, but I'm such a bad dancer. I mean, bad, that he'd probably have to take like a week or a couple weeks off just to come to West Virginia and help teach me. It would totally take up all his time, and then nobody would have any Blakk Smoke to vape, because he's helping me dance. I don't know that that's a very good trade-off. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again this week. Definitely don't take you for granted. Appreciate you so much. if you're finding us for the first time and you would like to support us, we really try, and we've done about 550 of these interviews. We try to get interesting people, talented people, famous people, musicians, artists, actors, managers, authors, whatever we can get that brings some value. We try to do that. We try to have a conversational interview. We try to focus on the positives. And we're pretty proud of the product that we're putting out there. So if you found us and you like us, the only thing we ask support wise is that you subscribe wherever you're listening or watching. So if you're watching this on YouTube under MeisterCon Pod, just smash that subscribe button. That would really help us out. If you're listening wherever you're listening to your podcast at, subscribe there. That'll help us as well. We'd really appreciate that. You can find all of our episodes, audio and video, on our website, meistercon.com, meisterkhan.com, meistercon.com. It also lets you know if we're doing anything in studio, if we're going on location, if we're covering a convention. Brett and I just got back from a gaming convention where we were on a podcast panel. We did the cosplay contest. We emceed that. We did an auction for them. We just had the best time. So if we have anything like that going on, you'd like to come out and meet us, we'd love that. Absolutely love that. That'll be on the website, meistercon.com. Thank you guys so much. Until next time. Bye, everybody.